Shalom, this is how woo. Hey, I know y'all ain't seen me in a while, y'all, but I have to do this video. And guess what? I was just doing this long video, y'all, and I had to hang up. I had to push stop because I had to stop at my boy house and give him something and some medicine and shit, because he got a cold or something too. But yeah, man, so well, actually a tea. I just bought him a tea. But yeah, and so I once I jumped on the screen, it killed the whole video that I did. So I was like, I'm not uploading that half and then doing another half. I'm gonna just do one big ass upload. But so listen, I'm gonna just go ahead into what I was going into. I'm gonna just go ahead and speak without speaking. So like in the other video I was saying, like, you know, I know a lot of y'all believe in Jesus or y'all believe in Yahweh or whatever. It's all the same person. Number one, that New Testament book, that's an evil ass book. You know, a lot of us, that's a serious stumbling block for us, and a lot of us can't let it go, and that's like one of our main problems, right? That's a serious problem for our people. That's that, right? And like I was saying, once you get rid of that, if you can get that shit out your system, once you get that Jesus, that Yahweh, that whoever, that only begotten son thing, because he is not the only begotten of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Once you get that, and that this whole Satan got kicked out of heaven and he trying to take the Most High's place, all that shit. Once you get that shit out your system, everything starts to come into perspective. Everything is about us. Everything. The whole thing. It's always been about us. There is no angel that was kicked out of heaven running around trying to take over everything, and he talking about he's gonna fight the Most High and do this. No, it's wicked men that wants to do that. It's wicked men, right? And you know, a lot of us are being deceived by a lot of brothers telling you that Esau is a white man, and he's not. The man of sin is a colored man. He's not white. He's melanated. White people ain't nothing but pawns too. They're being used too. They're being used because I'm gonna tell you why they used white people the way they used them. They used white people because white people have a really good skill, and that good skill they have is being extremely violent. That's one of their main skills. That is their main skill, being extremely violent. You know what I'm saying? And also and extremely selfish. You know, so this is why they use them, because they do what they don't have to do. They will get their hands dirty. You know, if you ever looked at some of the old gangster movies, or, you know what I mean, if you realize, like, when it came down to like killing or somebody getting a hit took out on, guess what they did? They used white people. They literally used white people because of the violence and how they don't care. If they'll kill a child, they really don't care. So once you get that out your head, and then you realize that whole Africa thing is a bunch of bullshit. Once you get that out of your head, you get that you was brung here from Africa on cargo slave ships tied to a board like sardines and all that. Once you get that bullshit out your head, everything will start coming into perspective, because we were not slaves in the way they were telling you. That is not what the slavery is. Slavery is not that. That's not what it is. I mean, it's a form of slavery, but that's not what we were dealing with. Don't get me wrong. Now, don't get me wrong. In the 1800s, when they set the white man up in power, and and allowed him to be the face of what they're doing, they were allowed to do the wicked shit they were doing. You know what I'm saying? They were allowed to hang us and do all the shit they were going to be doing, because the Most High said it was going to happen. So whatever the Most High say is going to happen, it happens. So that is true. You know what I mean? So, but as far as us being in the bottom of boats, nah. Now, don't get me wrong. They did transport some of our people from the mainland to the islands, back from the islands to the mainland. And some of them they took to like Britain and shit like that. They did do that, but it wasn't the white people that was doing that. It were melanated people doing that. People that look just like us. That's why you got books that talks about the Moor on Moor war, the Moors fighting each other. Who do you think they're talking about? You know what I'm saying? We were fighting each other. The white man did not come around until the 1800s. He was not around. Columbus was not white. He was melanated. So was George Washington. So was Lincoln. All those people that they say that they were not white. All they did was whitewash damn near all the stories. But most of those people weren't for you anyway. They were Edomites. Esau. Ferdinand Cortez was not a white man. He was melanated. Why you think Whitcomb allowed his ass to come into his compound? You think they would have allowed them to just walk around? Pale people, they never seen them before. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's why when it tell you, the Creator said, I'm going to send the people who you know your father have known, a people of fierce countenance. This is what he's talking about, the white people. That's what he's talking about. Because they did put chains on our people, but it was in the 1800s. But they did not do it the way you think they did it. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. We were not stolen from the fucking Africa and boated 13 million people. Boated across the sea. Like, I could say, I'm going to say some stuff about the slave trade boat story. And watch, when I start saying this stuff, watch how, as you listen to me, watch how you start to second guess the slave trade, the trade story, the boat story. So you telling me that, I want you to hear this. What you're doing is you're telling me that white men went to a melanated country, and the melanated people of the country helped the pale men that they never encountered before take people, and they sold them or whatever, right? Okay, but nothing never dawned in these people's mind to say, what's going to happen after they run out of those people? They going to come after us next. If they just took 13 million people, wouldn't you think that? Because regardless if the people didn't belong, they still have the same fucking tone you have. You hear? Okay, that's just that. But let's go a little deeper. Now they tell you they had 900 people trained to board like fucking sardines. It takes 4 to 6 months to sail from fucking Africa to the mainland of America. Georgetown or Charleston, whatever the fuck they said. Okay. Nobody ever heard of bed sores? You know what happens with a person when they laying in the bed and they can't move, right? Don't you get bed sores? This is why a nurse have to keep turning you, right? I know I'm not crazy, because I remember when my mom first started in the nursing, because she went from being a CNA to a RPN or LPN to a RN. And I remember her talking about having to flip some big fat lady over, and she hated it. So, because she would get bed sores. So, what happened to the bed? So they weren't getting bed sores? I can't even call them bed sores. I'll call that board sores. They didn't get board sores? And how many of y'all ever laid down all day and when you went to get up, your fucking back was hurting, you could barely straighten out? Or your knees locked up, like shit just was locked up because you laid down all day. So you telling me you got people laying down for 4 fucking months and nothing ever happened, even if they laid down for a fucking day or 2? Huh? Okay. Well, that's that. Now you got people non-active for 4 months on a boat. Have you ever realized that if you don't do any type of physical labor, like walk anything, that your muscles will start to literally break down, deteriorate? Tell me you know this, right? That if you're laying on a fucking board for 4 to 6 months, you're gonna come out looking like a fucking crackhead, bony as shit, and you probably won't be able to lift your own arm up. But okay, that's just that. Let's go a little deeper. Okay. Anybody know what a sink trap is? You know, that's the trap that goes under your bathroom sink, kitchen sink, tub. Your toilet even has a trap. Let me tell you why that trap is there and why that thing holds water. Because your shit and your piss, when it starts to break down, your urine produces ammonia. And your shit produces methane. Those are 2 gases that you cannot breathe. So now, the trap is in place because if it isn't, those gases will come back into your house. And the smell will be like, oh my gosh. Yeah, your house will stink. Unbelievably. So that's that. Now, the next thing is, isn't your boat under fucking water? The bow of the boat is underwater, right? And you got all these people laying on boards under fucking water. Okay. So, where's that gas going? Up? Well, the pictures I've been looking at that they said that these were the boats, I didn't see any fucking vents. I seen a fucking door. One on one end and one on the other end that people went into and they had locks on it. And that's all I saw. I didn't see no ventilation or nothing like that. So, I think 4 to 6 months of 900 people bleeding, having babies, dying, pissing, shitting, throwing up because plenty of them had to get seasick. They never been on a boat before. All these horrible things are all over the fucking bottom of this boat, and you gonna tell me that these people were just inhaling this shit because they had super lungs? And not so that's more than 3/4 of your fucking cargo dead within a week. Within a week, if that. Because there's not enough air coming out for that thing. Nah, come on now. You heard the stories, like they were so fucking hot under there and all that. Come on, y'all. Let's use common sense. Come on, y'all. Let's come to an understanding and let's think together. Y'all know that's a bunch of bullshit. It don't even make sense. You can't even get your cargo over here. All the goddamn fucking methane and ammonia, and then you know what blood smell like when it starts to rot and dry. It stinks. Smell like fish. So come on, guys. You talking about people bleeding, getting all types of fucking infections, and man, who y'all really fell for this bullshit? Like nobody questioned none of those stories. None of that shit. All that shit is dumb. Don't even make sense, and we believed it. So Let's just go a little fucking deeper. You telling me here in America, we will fuck you up. We will kill our own. But you telling me that 26 men subdued 900 people. 26 men. And kept them subdued. Really? Big black men. Big light-skinned men. Really? Some of these men, that wives was on there, their children. I heard stories about they allegedly kicking babies overboard when they were born and the fucking man just stood there. Really? Because I'm quite sure if me and my homies are standing there and we in chains and my wife drop her load and that motherfucker kick my baby overboard, nigga, you might as well go ahead and kill me because I'm on your ass. And I'm just trying to figure out, like, here, we'll fuck you up, but all of a sudden, we that fucking scared of those people with their 1 minute guns, you know, because it takes 60 seconds to load one iron ball in a goddamn musket, but 25 people with muskets scared 900 of them. You know, I'm just trying to use some reasoning because that don't make no fucking sense to me. You know what I'm saying? But okay, let's go. They shouldn't be scared of a sword because I'm quite sure they know what a spear look like. So, okay, let's go. But yeah, you know, because these alleged white men that came in the 1400s that never showed up were so scary looking. Okay, fine, all right, cool. That's what it was, you know. That's what they teach you. That's what y'all believe. But you know what? Something I can't understand, and it just don't make no sense to me, and I still can't get a good answer for it. I want to know how many of you brothers that's listening to me right now ever been locked up. You been in the county jail? You ain't even gotta go upstate. We ain't even gonna take it that far. We gonna do a county tick. How many of y'all been in the county? How many of y'all used to do the water bag weights? You know, you take the bags, put some water in it, tied to the end of the broomstick. Remember, you gotta get the good broomstick because if you get the little skinny one, it'll break. You know that, right? And we use it for a crowbar, but you know you can't put too much water because the water heavy as shit. You know, that little bag you got be heavier than a motherfucker, right? Yeah. So I want to know where the fuck is you gonna put water for 926 people? Because you can't survive 4 months without no fucking water. And you can't take salt out of the seawater, so where did you put all that goddamn water? Where did you put all that fresh water? I really want to know. And where did you put all that food? And go in and say, oh no, they put their meat in salt. You ever had french fries with too much fucking salt on it? What does that do to you? Don't it dry your ass out? It's almost unbearable to eat, but you're gonna eat salted meat that will dry up everything in your body, and you don't even have water, but you're gonna eat something that, yeah, okay, yeah, that make a lot of sense, right? Yeah, of course it does, because what they tell you is logical. How many of y'all really believe that story now? It don't make no fucking sense. Where's the boats? I mean, they got everything. They keep everything. Everything they do to people and take from people, they keep. Look, they got all Africa's paintings and all types of spears and masks and everything, because they told Africa, you know, you're not smart enough to hold on to your own stuff that you created that we can't create. But we gotta be the ones that hold it for y'all, because y'all ain't able to do it. You know? So, you know, but we gonna get rid of the boats though. Where the fucking boats at, y'all? Where the boats? Guess what? I know where the boats at where the white man came over here in the 1800s. I know where those boats at. Let me tell you how I know where them boats was at. Because those boats were made out of steel and they had motors on them. And the white men were packed on it like a sardine. All over the top deck. All over the fucking place. Being shipped over here in the thousands. Yep. Oh yeah, and they got pictures and photos and stuff too. We know where those boats is at in the 1800s. Yeah, they came over here as, slaves, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, they did. The white people, they did come over here as slaves. Right. They sure did, y'all. Why is it that we can find everything for that, but we can't find the nigga slave ships and everything, right? That you got all these brothers on here talking about the 70 AD bullshit. Huh? Because they don't want you to know that this is your land. Huh? That if you look at the fucking Mayans, there's a bunch of Negroes running around with dreadlocks. And so are the Aztecs. So are the Olmecs. All these ancient people are melanated, running around with dreadlocks. How the fuck did they get here? Oh, they must have came on slave ships too. What about all those melanated aboriginals, or they call Indians, American Indians? How the fuck did they get here? Oh, my fault. That's not real. That's made up stuff. Y'all, wake the fuck up. Wake up. You are being deceived. You got people, brothers in these camps running around calling Asian, I can't even call them Asian because that's not their real identity, but Chinese looking people, calling them Hebrews. They're going to these people, they say that they are the Indians, but we know they're not the American Indians. We know that they were given our heritage. We know this. It's documented by the government, right? It gives you dates and all because they helped the government take our land. Oh, well, let's put it this way. Not even take. I wouldn't even use the word take. More so trick. So, but they helped them, right? And so did the other races. We had almost every race on earth helping these other people take this land or trick us out of our own land. You know, like a lot of us ran to Africa thinking we were African and we aren't. It's called they were tricking us in schools and stuff, had us going to their trick schools and forcing our children to go to their schools so they can indoctrinate us so that we won't know who the hell we are. And right now you think your mama laid and spread her legs between America and Africa on the water and had you because you calling yourself two different damn places. But okay. That's here nor there. Okay, I'm good with that. How was it that your great grandma was an Indian but your mother's not? But your mother came out of your great grandma or your grandmother? Could somebody explain that one? Because I've talked to so many people. They say, "Oh, my grandmama's an Indian. She was an Indian, but my mom's black." What? And has anybody ever looked up any of these names that they call us in the Black Laws Dictionary, which is the dictionary that they use to prosecute our asses? Because that wording is different. Do you know the word Black American, African American, Negro, colored means that you are dead. You are not a citizen. So we are allowed to kill you and fuck you around because you don't even know who you are. Did you know that? Oh, shit. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to tell you. But let me say this to y'all guys. Once you realize who the hell you are and where you are and where your land is, then all those wonderful stories that you've been getting crammed down your throat, you start to realize that all this shit is a bunch of bullshit, and Why would someone that tricked you or took your land from you, why would they help you? Why would they want to free you? Why would they want you to get an education? Why would they want you to become rich or gain any type of status or money where you can gain property and get your land back or get access to information showing you that this is your land? Keep them broke. Keep them in the ghettos. Why would, listen, let's use common sense. So you telling me, we're not from this land. That's what they tell you, right? The other races aren't from this land, but they get all these benefits. They come over here, they get all this money, they get everything, they start businesses and all. They get rich. And here, this whole time, you ain't from this land and you don't get shit. And it's because we brung you over here as slaves and we don't like the color of your skin. No, that don't make sense. Why would they not like the color of your skin? They like the Indians' color of their skin. You know, the ones that work in the 7-Elevens and all that. They're just as dark as we are. They ain't got a problem with their skin tone. So is it the color of your skin? Can't be. They like the color of the African people's skin too. They ain't got a problem with them either. Most of them are darker than us. So is it the color of your skin? I don't think so. Oh, wait a minute. What about the Vietnamese? Yeah, you got Vietnamese over here just as dark as we are. They ain't got a problem with their skin tone either. So all of these other melanated races that's over here, that's dark as we are or darker, they don't call them blackie and call them names, do they? Do they? Or murder them, do they? So why is it that they do it to you? Number one, you know why, because you are the children of the Most High, the Creator's children. But number two, this is your fucking land. Why do you think they're poisoning in the fucking air, in the water? Their lease is up. They no longer have right to this land. They had a lease, y'all. They had a 100-year lease, and the lease is over with. So now they're poisoning the water, the air. They're poisoning everything. They're poisoning everything. Why? Here, let me tell you why. They don't want you to get this land back because this is, whoever has control of this land, guys, guess what they have control of? The fucking earth. So why would I give you back the king's throne in good operation and I know what's going to happen? Guys, listen, let me tell y'all something. And I hope y'all listen to me. Let me tell y'all what's about to take place. Oh, damn, my soda fell out. Oh, shit. Hold on, guys. I hate when stupid stuff happens. Let me tell y'all what's about to take place. At this very moment, we are working. There's some of us that know and have common sense and know what's really going on. And they're working to take back the land legally, right? Because their lease on this land is over with. They do not have no more rule and control over the land. This is why they're doing all the shit they're doing. This is why you see 15 different Joe Bidens, because the real Joe Biden ain't around. This is why you don't see no more of, what's his name? What is his name? Bill Gates. This is why you don't see him around, right? You know why you don't see him around? Because he's in his little cave. And they're doing live CCTV, videos. So, right now, they know the lease is up. So, they know within a certain amount of time that we're going to take back control of the land. And they don't want that. They don't want us to. They still want to try to rule from another land. So they figure if they destroy the water, the air, and make it where the land can't produce food, or they destroy all the seeds and stuff, that we'll be fucked. But what they fail to realize is that we are the children of the Creator. We are the smartest beings on this plane. We are. And once we tap back in, because all the realms are about to open up for us. This is why you're starting to see all the strange creatures. Everything is about to open up, and we're about to get our spiritual connection, where we'll be a lot smarter. And what's going to happen is we're going to cleanse the land. The land is going to be cleansed. We're going to cleanse the water. We're going to do everything. It's going to be pristine over here. And this way it tells you in the scriptures about us being at rest. And while we're at rest, what's going to happen is all the fucked up shit they did is really going to literally go to where they're at, which they're doing it over there too. And so while our stuff is returning back to the natural state, their shit is going to be falling apart. They're not going to have no water. They're not going to have no food. They're not going to have no plants. They're not going to have shit. And all the nations of them are going to come together and say, we are impoverished. We don't have shit. Listen, remember, our forefathers went over there and took their shit. Let's go back over there and take their shit. That's what they're going to think. Let's go take their shit. But see, the problem is that their forefathers didn't come here and take anything, because their forefathers came here as slaves in the 1800s. This is where we are the inheritors of lies, because they think that they were so powerful that they just come over here and take shit. And they're going to come over here like they're the most strongest shit ever to take the land and take the spoil. And what's going to happen is they're going to run into us in a high state of spiritualness, meaning that we're going to have on suits that the suits that we're going to have on are going to be able to use the electromagnetic field of the earth. The earth is going to be in tune with us. So whatever these suits are, we're going to have on, it's going to cause us to be able to levitate, to fly. And also, we're going to be able to stop metal projectiles. We're going to be able to stop them in midair. We're going to be able to do all types of stuff because with these suits we're going to have on is going to be in tune with the earth, in tune with everything. And the things that we're going to be able to do is going to be like we're superheroes, like we're gods. And we're going to have weapons they've never seen before, because we're going to be at freedom to invent. And our brain capacity is going to be high, because now we're eating the real plants and stuff like that. We're not eating no more GMOs or none of that. We're going to be eating the natural earth food while we're at rest. And we're just going to get greater and smarter. And the society over here is going to be crazy. It's going to be beautiful. And they're going to come over here and try to take it. And they're going to run into the real gods. And when they come over here, it's going to be so many of them dead. We're going to kill so many. It's going to, like I said in the scripture, it's going to take us a long time to bury the bodies. Now, this is the second part of the scripture, where it says a smoke came out from the north, and there was not one straggler in its ranks. So after we wipe their asses out for coming over here trying to take our shit, we're going to come together and we're going to sit down and say, we cannot allow them to survive. We have to go and literally destroy all these kingdoms and subdue them. We have to subdue these people. And that's what's going to happen. That's where it tells you that Israel will be my battle axe. We're going to go through the whole earth, and we're going to subdue the fucking earth. We're going to run through every nation, every country, and put their asses in order. That's what's about to happen. That's your scriptures for you. Y'all watching and see. Y'all about to see something amazing. Right now, all we got to do is get our land. and we got to purify our land back to what it used to be. But after that, once we purify the land and we start eating the stuff we supposed to eat, we're gonna get the high brain capacity. We're gonna start creating stuff in tune with the earth, and we're gonna have suits that literally gonna cause us to fly, cause us to stop. Actually, we can do it. I think we're gonna be able to do it. Period. But I think it's gonna like enhance everything, and we're gonna be able to stop metal stuff from going in the air. We're gonna be able to stop stuff from piercing our bodies, all types of shit. And also, we're not gonna age like we do now. Oh, it's gonna be crazy. And we're gonna run through their asses in like 30 fucking minutes when they come over here. That's how bad it's gonna be. It says we're gonna literally destroy millions of people in 30 minutes. Yeah. Yup. And that's when it says we're gonna leave here and we're gonna go through the whole earth and subdue everybody. All their kingdoms, all their idols, we're gonna knock all that shit down. Everything. Mark my words, y'all. I'm done with it. Shalom. They probably gonna block this, y'all. But shalom.